The Miracle on the Tracks, the heroism of Wesley Autrey. In the heart of New York City, where life moves faster than most people can keep up with, extraordinary acts of courage sometimes emerge from the most ordinary of people. One such act occurred on a chilly January morning in 2005, leaving an indelible mark on the city and inspiring millions worldwide. This is the story of Wesley Autrey, a construction worker, a devoted father, and an unsung hero whose quick thinking saved a life and defined the true meaning of bravery. A day like any other. Wesley Autrey's life in New York City was the life of an average, hard-working man. He had spent decades working construction, raising his 5 daughters, and trying to provide stability for his family in a fast-paced, often unforgiving city. On that morning, Wesley had accompanied his daughters to school for a performance, unaware that the ordinary day would soon turn into an extraordinary moment of courage. The subway station at 137th Street was bustling as usual. Commuters jostled, phones buzzed, and the rumble of trains echoed through the underground tunnels. Among the crowd was a young man, seemingly distracted, standing near the edge of the platform. And then, in a heartbeat, everything changed. The moment of danger. The young man lost his footing and fell onto the tracks. Panic surged through the crowd. Seconds later, the rumble of an oncoming train filled the station, a steel juggernaut hurtling toward the helpless man. Witnesses froze, unsure of what to do. The train would arrive in moments, leaving almost no time to react. But Wesley Autrey didn't hesitate. Acting purely on instinct, he jumped onto the tracks, sprinting toward the fallen man. Without thinking of his own safety, he pressed the young man into a small drainage trench between the rails, a narrow space barely big enough to shield them from the approaching train. As the train thundered over them, mere inches away, both men held their breath. The crowd above watched in stunned silence, unsure if they would see 2 lives emerge from the nightmare intact. And then, the impossible happened. The train passed safely over them, leaving them unharmed. The platform erupted in cheers as Wesley pulled the young man to safety. The aftermath and recognition. What set Wesley apart wasn't just his courage, but his humility. He did not seek fame or recognition. To him, it was simply the right thing to do. "I just saw someone in trouble, and I did what anyone else should have done," he would later say. News of the incident spread like wildfire. Television broadcasts, newspapers, and online media celebrated Wesley's heroism. He became known as the Subway Samaritan, and his story captured hearts across the globe. Awards, public recognition, and even a meeting with President George Bush followed, but Wesley remained grounded. The true reward, he said, was knowing he had saved a life. The power of American grit. This story exemplifies American grit, the courage to act despite fear, the selflessness to help others at risk to oneself, and the resilience to carry on after a life-changing moment. Wesley Autrey's actions were not the result of careful planning or calculated risk. They were a raw, instinctive display of bravery. It is a story that reminds us that heroism is not reserved for those with titles, money, or power. Sometimes it emerges from ordinary individuals in the most extraordinary circumstances. Wesley's bravery inspires others to act courageously, to help without hesitation, and to value the lives of others as much as their own. A lasting legacy. The Miracle on the Tracks continues to inspire even years later. Wesley's story has been featured in documentaries, news articles, and motivational talks around the world. It has become a symbol of hope, bravery, and humanity, a reminder that even in a city of millions, a single act of courage can resonate globally. For Wesley Autrey, life returned to normal after the incident, but his story lives on. He continues to be a source of inspiration, showing that true courage is quiet, selfless, and often unexpected. His act teaches us that one person can make a difference, that the human spirit is capable of extraordinary deeds, and that in moments of crisis, grit and compassion can save lives. Lessons from the hero of the subway. Courage can be instantaneous. Wesley didn't plan to be a hero, he acted instinctively. Sometimes heroism comes in a single decisive moment. Selflessness matters. True bravery often involves putting others before yourself. Wesley risked his life for a stranger. Inspiration is contagious. His actions inspired millions, showing that even ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Grit is everyday strength. Grit isn't just heroics in extreme moments, it's the perseverance, resilience, and heart we show daily.